Nebraska, obviously, this is your second true road test, but maybe the first one in front of a really big crowd and a team that is obviously dangerous too. They showed that against Creighton.
Yeah, no question about it. Obviously, they were a little bit shorthanded going into Indiana with Creasel out.
Yeah.
So, for us, they got a good mix of guys that can really shoot the basketball. And then Derek Walkers is a guy that can post you or drive the basketball. He can pass out of there. They run a lot of really good stuff. Their speed on their cuts is something I think that concerns everybody. They're really moving well without the basketball, cutting off Derek Walker. Fred runs a lot of really good action. So this is going to be a tough matchup for us. I think it's a tough matchup for a lot of people, just with their interior play, the way they can use their dribble, and also their ability to cut and pass.
You saw Griesel didn't play obviously against Indiana, but what did you see in the Creighton tape that really stood out? I mean, things you just mentioned, but that has to get your attention.
Well, more than anything, they were going to pack the paint, and then once Creighton was struggling to shoot the basketball, they just kind of stayed status quo with it, and Creighton took a lot of threes. And normally that doesn't bode well for the opponents because Creighton's a great shooting team. But that night, they just kind of kept packing it in. The more they missed, the more they just kept shrinking their defense. But it speaks for itself to be able to go in, on the road, beat a top 10 team, a team that's owned Nebraska in the last 10 years. And those guys stepped up and played really well.
You look at again playing in front of that type of environment. It's going to be a hostile environment. You've said it before, but you've got young kids that have played well and played in tough environments already, or at least against tough teams away from home. What do you expect, if anything, to be different?
I don't expect anything to be different. I think it's how you handle it. You've played in front of crowds before, whether you're a freshman or a senior, and you just have to keep your composure and play to your strengths. Obviously, when places get loud, you got to learn not to get caught up in the moment and move the basketball more. Just do your job, no matter how you feel or how loud it gets. Just do your job and concentrate.
Yeah, Zach has been outstanding in every phase. Talk about it, just his continued progress, and also he had a big game last year there. I think maybe it was career high at that time.
Right.
Any opportunities that they present, the way that they defend, it might be more of a possibility for Zach.
Well, they have a more cohesive team this year.
Yeah.
They follow scouting reports. From a defensive standpoint, they do a really good job. What you're going to see is people throwing different looks at him.
Yeah.
Whether they kind of kitchen sink him and throw everybody. They come baseline side on their traps a lot. So it's going to be important for us just to make the simple play. If Zach's got 2 or 3 people on him, he's got to pass it and get him in rotations. And if not, and it's one-on-one, just score the basketball. Just keep it simple and learn, keep playing, without fouling. We have to do a good job ourselves of keeping them out of the paint. I think that always helps him.
Griesel is 6'7", a pretty good sized guard. Does that present any extra challenge for your backcourt in terms of what he brings to the table?
Well, he's a good player. He's very experienced. He's in his 5th year playing college basketball. Good size, can really pass, can get to the basket. Just a heady player. He's competitive. It's tough, and they definitely missed him other night in Bloomington.
Last, any update on Mason and what you expect there?
No, we'll see today in practice. We'll see if he can go in our shoot around today, and then we'll kind of make a decision from there and see how he's feeling. If he even goes, I don't know if he's going to go or not.
Thanks.